Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm here to build a LEGO set and then a Mega Construx set, because we're taking it fucking easy tonight. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the LEGO, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. I'd love to see them in chat. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or if you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk. It is cool. I do love it when people say things in chat. Like Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. But if people don't want to say things, they don't have to. I don't want to force anyone. If you've got this on your TV, or you're shoutcasting it to your television. If you're watching it on your phone, if you've got it on while you do dishes, or you're getting dinner put together, or you're at work, you're watching this later on the VOD, so you can't write in chat. Hello. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. It is Saturday night. It's Christmas Eve, and there's no necessarily significance to Christmas Eve, other than I'm happy to have you here. Happy you're here on a Saturday night. Working on the LEGO Boba Fett Mech. And then we're going to get into the Mega Construx Dragonite. We haven't done a Mega Construx in quite some time. Mega Construx in quite some time. Say that again. We've done plenty of Lego. We haven't done a Star Wars Lego in a hot minute. And we haven't done I think we've only done once before, one of these like build a body for our character that looks like the minifig. Because we did one for Wolverine. I believe we did that when I was traveling, maybe? That was one of my travel streams when I was like in between things. So that's been a few years since we did that. I don't know. Tonight could get bumping. Probably won't. Probably going to be very chill. Should just say at the top of the stream that we are in bonus days right now. 25% off new subs until January 2nd. And then starting on the 27th, not yet, but get ready for it, 25% off gift subs. We are currently at, boom, 32 subscribers. The goal is to get to, boom, 50 subscribers. I shut up at 50. Lord knows some people would love for me to shut the fuck up. That's the one way. I only shut up about subscribers. I talk about other things. I don't do silent streams when we're at 50 subscribers. Is there a subscriber goal, a monthly subscriber goal, where I would then shut up for the rest of the stream? Like, oh, we hit 75. I won't talk until we drop below 75. And I just do silent build streams. I just put ambient music on. Is that a 2024 nonsense stretch goal for subscribers? That would be tough because I'd have to do it. If I did that, which I'm not saying I'm going to, it would be after we kind of like even out after the subathon, because the subathon's coming in January, and I'm going to try to break my record. I'm trying to get to 150 subscribers because my record is 149. So if I got to 150, I still want to talk. You know. So yeah, I probably wouldn't do that until after. But like once I end of February, when my number drops back down to the regular number, maybe I'll think of a new number where I'm just like, yeah, sorry, I don't say anything now until the number drops down. And it's well beyond 50. And I literally shut up at 75. 75 subscribers in a month, I don't talk. That sounds terrible and probably shouldn't do it. That feels like a stunt that I can only pull off once, and then it kind of sucks because then I don't get to talk. I don't know. I'm rambling. We should get into this. I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight, because it's nice to have friends, period. But specifically, it's also nice to have people here watching the streams. Not that like I think anyone goes on to Twitch or Twitter, I should say, that's looking at my stuff, but I still like to at least the option of people being there. I think we'll talk news because I have a thing. I have a year-end I have like my best ofs that are not anime. I have my non-anime best of list. I put together some categories for that, but I kind of want to see if a few more people show up. Because obviously, well, not obviously, Christmas Day, as we get into start working on Boba Fett, I did the minifig already. Here's Boba Fett. There's Boba Fett. Boba Fett doesn't lay flat because of Boba Fett's backpack. His backpack has jets. He's Boba the Fett. I don't think I'll say that more than I just did. But I did want to pay homage to one of the best nonsense songs about Star Wars made by my friend Chris. Before you start writing shit, just know MC Chris is my friend. I haven't talked to Chris in a bit. It's tough when people move cross country. But we reconnected last year, and it was very nice to reconnect with Chris. MC Chris is a good dude. He's a very passionate man that sometimes that gets him into quite a bit of trouble. Trouble of his own making, but he's a good soul. So anyway, my backpacks do have jets. I'm Boba the Fett. There we go. And he does it to pay for his vet. He has a Corvette. It's Fett's Vet is the name of the song if you're looking for it. Anyway, we're going to build a big mech that looks like Boba Fett for Boba Fett to pilot, which is fucking, sometimes shit is just cool. That's just a cool thing to say. Yeah, we got a Boba Fett minifig, and we're gonna hook up Boba Fett with a fucking cool mech to pilot. So, all right, great. We win already. And then once this kit has been built, then we will jump in to start working on the Mega Construx Dragonite. Both this and the Mega Construx Dragonite were both purchased off my Amazon wish list by Aristofan. Shouts out to Aristofan. And we will pause the Mega Construx kit because we're going to get started with it, but we were not going to like finish it. And we're also not going to work on it probably at all, or maybe just a little bit of work on it on Monday, because on Monday, it's Christmas. 1, Monday is Christmas. 2, Christmas Day night is a stream. And it will be our holiday stream. And I'm going to work on this cool polar bear set. This cool Lego polar bear set. One build stream. We'll hang out late if we need to on Monday to finish it. But we're going to build this very cool looking set on Monday to celebrate the holiday. Which I think will be fun. I'll give you some entertainment news here. A couple like quick hits. We'll do a wrestling thing, both related to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Before we get into the other categories that I want to chat about tonight, we'll give people time to be fashionably late to the stream, if that happens. Here is a note that was shared on social media that is wrestling related. That is cool. I find cool. Today, I have signed the contract with AEW under a permission from New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was apparently translated with Google Translate with no look over by a seasoned translator. So, with a grain of salt for this, please. Today, I've signed the contract with AEW under a permission from New Japan Pro Wrestling. In the past year, I worked for AEW/Ring of Honor, and I learned how wonderful the AEW is. This is the best environment where wrestlers can focus only on fighting in the ring. And the love for professional wrestling is overflowing from Tony and all the people who work for him. It's Tony Khan. I want to make AEW's ring the last endpoint of the wrestler's career. That's capital T, capital W, the wrestler. I dedicate my wrestling life to Tony Khan and AEW. Thank you, Katsuyori Shibata. Shibata is all elite. The graphic has gone off. He is signed with AEW. Shibata, who some thought would never wrestle again, including perhaps Shibata himself, after suffering many injuries, who was signed. He basically signed to New Japan as like hey, we don't think you're going to wrestle again, but we're going to keep you under contract just so that like we're gonna always take care of you. Wanted to come back, ended up with a couple just like random appearances in AEW, and then was the Ring of Honor Pure Champion under AEW Ring of Honor, and went back to Japan kind of suddenly. People were confused about that. That might be related to this. We don't know. But apparently, with New Japan's blessing, Shibata is now under full contract, and that rules. Katsuyori Shibata is an incredible wrestler in his prime. He's still actively a solid wrestler, a great worker, and cool as hell. Just a cool dude. And so we here at the Build With Baer Workshop are thrilled about that. I think that is a great spot for him. They'll take very good care of him in AEW / Ring of Honor. And I hope this means that we will see him on more AEW television and less Ring of Honor, which I don't have a monthly subscription to and only see it sometimes, because I would like to see way more of Shibata. Also, in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling, as I quickly look at a thing here, looking at that thing, I looked at that thing. Also in the world of New Japan has appointed a new company president, seemingly out of nowhere. There have been some issues, apparently, specifically with talent relations in, not necessarily in New Japan, it didn't seem like, but more in Stardom, but apparently some issues within New Japan, which is owned by Bushiroad Fight, that division. But basically, they put in some new officials, including a new president of the company. And we don't know what this is necessarily going to mean for booking or for talent or anything like that. But the board of directors and shareholders had a meeting on the 23rd, and so it was announced last night, but it was top of the morning announcement. President and representative director is Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, the top guy, the guy you can count on in an emergency at any time, the dude. The dude, Tanahashi, ace, is now the president of New Japan, who has a law degree, which I did not know until this, because they give a little there. We also have the chief of business production, Hitoshi Matsumoto, who focuses on TV, Asahi, I should say. And then Teru Okada, who is the president and CDO of Bushido Fight, but he's like basically a part-time director. He's just there because, New Japan is owned by a company, so it's in the best interest of everybody that he has a good position, but he is not in like the day-to-day shenanigans. And then we get a little bit about, in this press release on New Japan, sent out, we get a little bit. This is the English language version of their press release. Tanahashi was born November 13th, 1976 in Ogaki City, Gifu. After graduating in law at Ritsumeikan University, Tanahashi joined New Japan Pro Wrestling in 1999 and debuted that October. He was basically learning Japanese. He was learning wrestling, like he was learning the grapples, while studying law. And then, hey, Lord Crashen, welcome. We're talking about how the ace of New Japan, Tanahashi, is now the president of New Japan, and how that's wild. But yeah, he studied law, but he wanted to go into wrestling. And he learned wrestling while still in law school, and then went and got into wrestling. He won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship for the first time, of a record 8 times. In 2006, achievements along with the 4 Pro Wrestling MVP status that has led him to be called the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And there's going to be a press conference about the changes. And then a plug for Tokyo. At the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom, Tanahashi will address fans directly in his new role as president. He now has the book, and so people were like, "Oh, that's the end for this storyline, and this person who's been shit is going to get canned and all this other stuff." And it's just like, we don't know anything that's going to happen except that it could be pretty fucking cool. Also, All Japan Pro Wrestling put out a video about how their Triple Crown is going to be defended against someone from NXT, which some people are like, that's a lot, definitely just a bit, like a joke. And other people are like, no, it's serious. They wouldn't put that video out if it wasn't. And we don't know. We don't know. My thinking is that it is a former NXT person that was released. And so it is like a joke, but there is somebody that worked in America that is coming. That they will have on loan from New Japan, Ike Manjiro. Is Ike Manjiro in New Japan? Ike Manjiro's in DDT, in Cyber Fight. Yeah, on loan from Cyber Fight, they'll have Ike Manjiro. And they'll be like, see, we told you. NXT, they sent an NXT guy. That's my guess. Which would be funny, don't get me wrong. But that is my guess. All right, friends. Now's the part of the stream where I want to talk to you about, because we'll get into like other news or whatever, but this is like the thing that like, oh, I thought this would be fun to chat about tonight as we gear up for the end of the year. We might revisit this later, but right now we can chat about the wrestling and the non-anime games of the year and such, the of the years. That's what I was trying to say. We're going to talk about of the years. My best of stuff. I've got plenty of wrestling. Obviously, anime, that list is out there. My anime list is out there. It's on my co-host. Talk about it. We've talked about it. It's Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury is my anime of the year. It was also my anime of last year. It won't be my anime of next year unless they put out more from it. And it's really good what they put out. But I don't think they'll do that. So what I'm saying is that's my anime of the year. But I have other things to talk to you about. What's my game of the year? My game of the year is Alan Wake 2. It could have been Hearthstone. It could have been Persona 4 Golden with mods. Because I had a good time doing that. I thought that Sunshine Shuffle was kind of fucking incredible and a really fun game. Hitman. I had so much fucking fun playing Hitman. God damn. I'm so bad at Hitman. But I had such a good time with Hitman that, like, it could have been Hitman. But in the end, Alan Wake 2 fucking whips ass. I'm new gaming plusing that game, like, immediately. And that's rare for me to immediately jump back into a game and be like, nope, this is what I'm doing. So that says, I don't know if that says a lot necessarily. I think it says a lot for me that it's that. It's Alan Wake 2. If you want to put in your game of the year into chat, you can do that. My TV show of the year, I don't watch a lot of TV, and I didn't want to just say a wrestling show, because it probably is. So I'm going to go with the One Piece live action, because, hey, the One Piece live action is good, and that's surprising. That Netflix produced a good live action anime, based on the manga, of course, not necessarily the anime, but you know what I mean. One Piece has a lot of heart. Yeah, I mean, like part of it is I don't watch a lot of TV, so it was pretty easy for me to say that that's my favorite TV show. Is that. My favorite movie. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I'm going to say Suzume. Suzume is my favorite movie. It's an anime. It's an animated movie, but it's probably my favorite. It's weird as shit. It's cool. Without spoiling anything, I can tell you, because just trailers will tell you, it is somewhat of a love story about a girl and a mysterious man, and that mysterious man is a chair at some point, and then it gets weirder. But I think Suzume is fucking awesome. So that's my movie of the year. My model kit of the year is a tie. I've decided it's a tie. They're both from almost said they're from Gundam G-Wing. They're both from Gundam Wing. And that's a little weird that in 2023, my favorite kits that I've built this year, model kits, are both from Gundam Wing, but also I love Gundam Wing. And they're both on display over here. They are the Death Scythe Hell High Grade, because I never thought we would get a Death Scythe Hell High Grade. Even though we got that Live Lance Heaven, I was like, well, they didn't put it out yet. So when are they going to put it out? They put it out, and it's great. I was very happy with that. The other thing that is tied with is, again, also there on there, is the Real Grade Epion, which is a very recent build compared to the rest of what I worked on this year, but is still top tier. That's a top tier. Like, I don't love the dragon mode, the two-headed dragon mode, but it's never been good. So I can't like fault it for not being top tier, that part. But the rest of it, ooh, what a good build. Beautiful, gorgeous looking kit. One of the best real grades I've ever built. High recommendation from your friend Pat on that. So those are my two favorite model kits of the year, that I built. The Epion Real Grade and the Death Scythe Hell High Grade. My favorite Lego set of the year is an easy answer. Hands down. Windmill Slam. Easy. Didn't even have to think about it too hard. Jurassic Park Triceratops Research Kit. It's the Jurassic Park one where you get a Stegosaurus, which I just have here, and you get a Jeep, which I disassembled, and you get a big piece of poop, a big pile of poop, I should say. Not even piece. It's a pile of poop. And inside is the berry that made the dinosaur sick, which is just on my desk at all times. Like, it had to be this Lego set. Part of it was to build a big pile of poop. One day you'll get that specific poop Lego. No. I built the poop pile this year, and that's great. That's why it's my number one. And then my non Gundam model kits or fake Lego, that goes to the Mold King AE86, which is actually right here. The AE86 in its lovely case. This was a fun build. Mold King is, outside of like Mega Construx, we got some dust on there, pardon me. Outside of Mega Construx, Mold King is the best not Lego I've ever worked with. It's way better than the other not Legos I worked with this year, because I worked with quite a bit. It's just good. It's just a good time. So that got that prize. And now we're going to get into the wrestling portion of my blank of the year. I have many wrestling things to talk to you about, and we'll do that now. Wrestling podcast of the year goes to the SmackDown review from Cultaholic. Cultaholic has, they do watch-alongs with the pay-per-views as they go in order, but they have 3 podcasts where they start with a TV show's first episode, wrestling TV show's first episode, and then they go through and watch it. And, if they take weeks off, they don't skip a week. They'll just watch the next one. Then they watch whatever pay-per-view is relevant to that show. There you have the WCW Nitro review. They have the WWF Raw review. And they have the WWF, and soon to be WWE, SmackDown review. And his review is hosted by one Matthew Gregg. You may know Matthew Gregg as the Botchamania guy. That's Matthew. And Matthew partners with the guy that does almost all of the podcasts for Cultaholic, Tom Campbell, and Campbell, I should say. And they are a great team, and it is very enjoyable. If you are looking to, some people watch along. I don't even watch the episodes. I usually watch the pay-per-views while listening to the podcast because they do the retro reactions to that. But I don't often watch the episodes because I watched all of them as they aired. Eventually, they'll get to ones that maybe I missed, but most part, I watch those, and it's nice to be reminded of them while listening to them talk. It's just fun. So that's my favorite wrestling podcast. That's also my favorite podcast of the year, so that makes it easy. Wrestling promotion of the year. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is it is a cheap service. Wrestle Universe, you get 3 other promotions for the price. So yeah, 4 promotions total. So if you want to watch DDT or Pro Wrestling Noah or Gambare, you also can get those while you're watching Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Is a great deal. And all of the, it's just the promotion top to bottom. They had a really great year of some international shows, sending the wrestlers out. Incredibly excellent shows within there. They increased the number of shows that have English commentary, which is fantastic and very much appreciated. I can appreciate the wrestling without the English commentary, but it helps a lot. They have great people doing that. They brought in incredibly strong talent this year, which has been really fun. Their rookies, all 6 rookies are great. Their worst rookie is still very good and 15. So we'll just get better. But yeah, they're second best. Their second worst rookie is fantastic. It's an unbelievably good crop of new folks. And that's been really fun to see. And so overall, of course, this year they did some really fantastic matches and some very silly matches. And it has just been a great time to be a fan of professional wrestling and watching Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. So they are easily my promotion of the year, without question, without doubt. My match of the year is a Ring of Honor match that aired on AEW television. The Ring of Honor World title and the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight title were both on the line. Title versus title, winner take both. A match happened, on AEW Dynamite number 207 this year, which was also called Grand Slam 2023. Eddie Kingston defeated longtime rival Claudio Castagnoli to win the Ring of Honor World Championship and retain his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, a thing that he had not been able to do previously, win the world title off of Claudio. It was emotionally incredible. It was a great fucking match. I love Eddie Kingston. I will never stop loving Eddie Kingston. I do not think there exists a possibility that someday I will stop loving Eddie Kingston, but I find it highly unlikely. Oh, these are legs. We got to build another leg here, so we'll build the other leg. Or the foot, I should say. Got to build the other foot. There may come a day where I stop loving Eddie Kingston, but it's unlikely. So that was my match. It was just the storytelling, the actual in-ring competition, the crowd was so behind Eddie. It was so passionate and lovely. And I'm so happy that he has that belt. And I've not watched Collision tonight. I didn't watch the first hour. I'm going to watch that all tonight. Here's hoping that Eddie Kingston did not get knocked out of the tournament. He could have. They could have easily been yeah, you're not in the tournament anymore. We're going to have the math work out so you don't get it. You don't get the opportunity. And that would be a real shame for him to lose the Ring of Honor World title and the New Japan Strong Openweight title tonight, basically, because he put them up for the Triple Crown. It'll be a shame if he doesn't at least advance further in it. But who knows? My other wrestling. My best faction of the year goes to Damage Control. Not the Bloodline, not I don't know, Judgment Day. There are no real factions in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, but it's Damage Control with Kairi Sane. Now, Damage Control was pretty strong throughout the year as a trio. They had some issues. There were some problems. Io Sky winning the belt helps a lot. Dakota Kai has been injured, cannot compete. That hurts them. But then they bring in Kairi Sane. And with Kairi Sane, they bring in Asuka. And that team is a bunch of sickos now. It's sickos and Bailey. Because Bailey's not really a sicko. Pam is a sweetheart. Pam is just like a real sweetheart. I would not refer to her as a sicko when it comes to wrestling, and that is with respect, of course, when I say sicko. But it is a team of badass bitches, and there's no way that's not my favorite faction this year because I think they're just phenomenal. And I also realize I don't need to give WWE something here, but we'll throw them a bone. My favorite tag team of the year is Free Wi-Fi. If you don't know Free Wi-Fi, that's Hikari Noah and now I forget her first name. They are a tag team in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Their name is Free Wi-Fi. They won the tag belts this year. They have complimentary wrestling gear, which is very important to me. But they are on the same wavelength as being like they're heels. In a company that doesn't really have heels or faces, it's a great dumb name, right, Low Crash? Because in their thinking, everyone loves free Wi-Fi. But in fact, everyone used to love free Wi-Fi, but now the free Wi-Fi you get is bad. It's garbage Wi-Fi. Nobody actually likes it. But they still think people like free Wi-Fi. And it's fun. It's a great dumb name. But they're fantastic wrestlers. They are just fast, hard-hitting, kick-ass wrestlers. They really love each other. You can tell that these are not people that just randomly got paired together because they're one's first name and one's last name is kind of similar. No, these are gals that like really love working together. They got a new theme song this year for their tag team. They've got they modified their gear to be still looking like their old gear, but also complimentary in a way that fucking whips ass. They've got a tag team with a tag team finisher. I'm a simple man. I love that shit. They have a combined move they do together that just looks excellent. That is very devastating. They're a great tag team. And also, when they talk, when they do promos as free Wi-Fi, it usually ends with one of them going beep, 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 which is to them what Wi-Fi signal is. And that's just hilariously weird. And I really appreciate it. So yeah, free Wi-Fi wins for best tag team. Best trio. Also Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which you probably aren't surprised at this point that I would put them at the top there. It is the, unfortunately, right now, not named trio of Palm Harajuku, Yuki Aino, and Raku. I like to call them Yuki's stepdaughters because Yuki Aino has been around for a while. She's not like old at all. She's just kind of seasoned as a wrestler. She's been around for quite some time. And she's got mom vibes. She's got big sister, young mom energy. She also debuted new gear this year, which is very like raver gear because she is one of the many Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling girls who, as like a young child, fell in love with the Hardy Boys. So she has got like raver gear, but she looks like, but it's like 90s raver gear. And so it's just a little out of place. Whereas Raku, not much younger than Yuki, but definitely plays a character who is younger. And then Palm, who is a force of nature and one of my favorite things in wrestling. Palm Harajuku, as long as she's not... No, here's the thing. None of the girls in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling who love the Hardy Boys are trying to emulate the Hardy Boys, except for like some of their moves and their vibes. They just had crushes on the boys. They're not trying to be the boys, which is great because they should not be Team 3D. Team Extreme, I should say, not Team 3D. Team Extreme. Team 3D is the Dudleys, not the non-Dudley name. They're not trying to be Team Extreme. But Palm is a force of nature. She is a child. She wrestles as a childlike character. She has a lot of shin-based offense because she is a comedy wrestler. So she attacks people in the shins. She is loud. She is how old she? Her age is her years wrestling, because the character was born as a wrestler. So, like, I believe that she is 3 going on 4. She will be 4 next year because she's been wrestling for 3 years, and that's how old she is. So when there were like teens that got added to the roster this year, she was mad because she's like, no, I'm the youngest. I'm only 3. It's very silly. And I appreciate the nonsense coming out of our girl. Because she's just a wonderful, weird wrestler. But the 3 of them are great because Yuki, seemingly, the character Yuki loves Raku. Nobody's gay in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, except a lot of girls love other girls. Like, there are tag teams where you're like, yeah, but your characters are in love with each other, right? But maybe they aren't, but they are. There was like a show in a province that is known for wedding dresses, and they had an event where some of the gals were dressed in like formal wear, and they got escorted around by other wrestlers. And Yuki Aino was dressed like pretty butch, and she was like leading Raku around, and it was like, okay, yeah, you're telling me these characters at least. I don't know about the people. I don't know about the people, but the characters are definitely in love with each other. And then Raku is like, not Raku, Palm is like a third wheel, and it's very fun. And Nonsense, they're a wonderful trio, and I wanted to give them their flowers for just being a lovely group of young ladies. Lord Crashton says, we do need somebody to do the Matt Hardy 2.0 gimmick with the dumb info bits and occasionally attempts to change the version number. Yes. Matt Hardy's Matt Facts is an all-time classic. It's an all-time banger. Announced team of the year: Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, Taz. You could argue on the American indie scene, you could argue Jordan Castle and Veda Scott are an incredibly smart, incredibly sharp indie duo. That they do New Japan stuff, New Japan US stuff. They do a bunch of big indies. They're Veda is very knowledgeable. Jordan is a great play-by-play man. They get it. You could make that argument, and I would certainly listen. Veda themselves does so many dates throughout the year. That's totally reasonable. Balin Aki and Chris Brooks do English commentary for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and sometimes Pro Wrestling Noah, but mostly Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. And they're a fantastic duo. But they're just silly and fun. They're having a very good time doing all of it. And I don't necessarily think that works, because the best team is the Dynamite team. It's Tony, it's Excalibur, it's Taz. They are fun and funny and dedicated and smart and knowledgeable, and like just bring such quality to the table. They are just unbelievably fantastic. They make Dynamite. They make me like annoyed when Taz isn't there for Rampage and it's Jericho, or Kevin Kelly is there. Yes, is Nigel McGuinness fantastic and one of the best heel announcers in the game? Yes, it's wonderful to have Nigel there. Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness are an incredible duo. Love them. Love that. But it's Tony, it's Excalibur, it's Taz. They are top tier. And now, Living the Dream Award. This is for a professional wrestler may not be top of the card, may not have a world championship. In this case, doesn't. But is having the best year of their career. Just an incredible, unbelievable career. Top to bottom. Like stellar matches all the dang time. Just an unbelievable year. And that is Speedball Mike Baerly, who works for Impact Wrestling, but not a full-time contract, and works has done stuff in New Japan, has done stuff in All Japan, and then works for every indie you can think of in the United Kingdom, across Europe, Canada, a little bit of Mexico, not enough Mexico, a little bit of Mexico, and then of course all across America. Every month in 2023, Speedball Mike Baerly had a dream matchup. The most recent was against Miyu Yamashita, which was just an incredible fight. But Mike Baerly just puts on bangers. Mike Baerly had a banger with Maki Ito that was just so fun and so great. Mike has had stellar matches with Kid Bandit. I should have looked this up and I didn't, because Speedball works all the damn time. Speedball Mike Baerly had visa issues and was not allowed to work in the United States or enter the United States for many years. And when that got cleared up, everybody wanted to book Speedball, and they were right. He is a phenomenal worker. He still has a little bit of his Canadian accent, which makes it fun. He does not fight wearing shoes, which I don't enjoy, but I am happy for him. Let's see. Mike Baerly and Trent Seven defeated the Rascals for Impact Wrestling. That's huge for him because the Rascals are pretty fucking well loved. Let's see. Just looking through Maki Ito. I said that he did fight Miyu Yamashita. Swerve Strickland and him had a banger. So in the span of like a week or 2 weeks, he had a fight with Andrade De Idolo, Swerve Strickland, Matt Cardona, Joey Janela, Brian Keith, Billy Starks. Oh God, the JCW show. Mike Baerly versus Billy Starks. One of the best matches I've seen this year. It's in the top 10. Zack Sabre Jr., he's fought this year. Masha Slamovich, Santana Jackson, which was very fun. Gringo Loco, Judas Icarus. That was a good match. That was really fun. Oh God, yes, I forgot about the Will Ospreay match because it was for Impact and I didn't pay attention. Will Ospreay versus Mike Baerly. The fucking whipped ass. Mike Bailey's had just a dream year, and that was only like 2 months of stuff. If I go back farther, just like to the summer, Kushida versus Mike Baerly versus Cheeseburger, Blake Christian versus Mike Baerly, Mao, he's fought with and against Mao this year and had great matches. He had a great match against Roderick Strong and Revolver. His match with Kevin Knight on Impact was great. His match against Lucky Ali at DPW was really solid. I just watched that. That was from the summer, but I'm way behind on DPW. Oh, and also just in May, he had a really fucking good showing in the Best of the Super Juniors in New Japan, which he made it all the way to the semifinals and lost to Wado, which was very funny to lose to Wado. But that doesn't hurt Mike Baerly at all. Mike Bailey's had an incredible year in wrestling, and I'm very happy for him. I don't know the man personally, but quite pleased for good old Mike Baerly. Just had a banger year. He's got the Dream Year Award recipient. And that's it. In the chat, if you want to put any, like what your game of the year was, your I don't have an album of the year because I didn't really listen to a lot of music this year. I just didn't. You got a podcast of the year that you want to tell me about? You've got a any of those wrestling categories? You know, your match of the year, your show of the year. Oh, I didn't say my show of the year. I have one more. My apologies. My show of the year, be it pay-per-view or otherwise, was a little show called Hyper Misao Presents Hype. It is the first show produced by the legend Hyper Misao, a wonderful comedic and wrestler with just an actually fantastic creativity and performance ability. She's just phenomenal. She produced a show that had time travel and alternate realities and a bunch of just complete and utter nonsense. She made another wrestler in the company the star of the show she produced. She made someone else the star of the show. It was there were like guest appearances in playing other wrestlers that weren't there or variations of those wrestlers, and it was wild and weird and wonderful. The show opened with a battle royale where the winner would become the next Hyper Misao, and none of the people in the battle royale wanted to do it, so they got hypnotized so they would. But they were all wearing variations of different eras of Hyper Misao's gear, which is fantastic. It is just, also, that was the opening match. The middle match was Shoko versus a blow-up doll, a DDT champion blow-up doll. Like, that just happened. That was just the middle of the card. And then the main event was this, like, weird, mind-altering nonsense, time travel, alternate costume bonanza that was just fantastic to watch. So much good weird at Hype. It had to be my show of the year because it did everything I want. It was funny and weird and cool and just a good time. It absolutely had to be my show of the year. But yeah, I want to hear from you. Do you have any categories, anything like that? Anything you're like, Pat, my favorite book this year? I don't know if I had a favorite. My favorite manga was probably Frieren. Frieren is a manga that I read a little bit last year and then buckled down and read all over, like, not 100, but it's close to 100 chapters. I just decided I was going to really read all of Frieren, and it is beautiful. I love the anime adaptation, but the manga is certainly kicks ass. I think that's probably my manga of the year. But yeah, if you've got any answers to any of those categories or your own categories, like I said, if you got like, I don't know, the best restaurant I went to this year was this, like, you can let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Last week, I haven't read a lot of non-manga, but Bill Watterson's The Mysteries was good. Okay, nice. Nice, Lashbrook. Today, one of the things that I did in my day was I finished Persona 4 Golden and then got through to get started the new game. I'm not deep into the new game plus, but I started it because I wanted to see things roll over. I don't think I'm going to stream it ever again, Persona 4 Golden at least, unless there are incredible mods that come out that I really want to showcase. But I do want to go and beat the stage. I want to beat Margaret's stage in New Game Plus, and I also think I want to do the Adachi. Like I don't want to do it, but I think I want to hang out with Adachi because I've never done that in Persona 4 Golden, and the idea of 100%ing every social link sounds like something I probably should do once for Golden. I've done that in 4, just never in Golden. It's like, maybe I can pull it off. Crazy says model set. Mine would be my painted amplified Wargreymon and metal Garurumon. Nice, yeah. I did talk about that at the beginning of the stream. Beginning of talking about this, that my models were a tie between the Epion real grade and the Death Scythe Hell high grade. Even if the Death Scythe Hell high grade is not necessarily like a top tier kit, I love the Death Scythe, and I got to build the Death Scythe I didn't think I would get a modern high grade of. So I'm very happy about that. And then the Epion is just so good. God, the Epion is good. Just a top tier, fantastic design. So happy to work on that. All right, we've got most of this built. Now we need to build a little bit more here. We got to build the big gun. We got the small gun, here. We got to build the big gun, and then this gun pops out, and then basically this just... Oh, I think I have to take the backpack off to put him on there. But basically, Boba Fett is going to go in there. Yeah, so today I did two things. I played Persona 4 Golden with mods and got to the point where I have now finished it, rolled credits, beat the final boss, beat every possible boss in there, did everything I need to do. And now I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to get far in the New Game Plus, but we'll see what happens with it. I'll cheat in some different... My goal is to cheat in a different way so that I don't get stuck with just 6 Persona slots, because that'll make doing some of the social links easier. And I might cheat my way, because you can mess with the social links. So I'm like, well, maybe if I mess with the social links, that way I don't have to hang out with the sports kids. I'll just give myself a full one and see if that counts at the end, because I don't know if it does or not. Back in the PS2 days with Persona 4, you could boost your levels, but if you hadn't hung out with them, it wouldn't count. So I don't know if that's the case with this edit. So I'm gonna find out. The other thing I did was record a test episode for my next Wednesday series, my weekly Wednesday series that starts next year, soon. That the first one will come out on January 3rd, Wednesday, January 3rd, for the next 52 weeks project. I am not going to tell you what it is yet, but I will tell you that I did the test. I was pleased with the results of said test. I think it's going to turn out to be pretty good. I can tell you stylistically, it's going to be YouTube short length, so it'll be under a minute videos. So it'll go and vertical, so it'll be YouTube shorts and Instagram reels and I guess TikToks. So I'm going to do that. So it'll still be a weekly series and it'll still be on YouTube, but it'll also be uploaded to other places because I think that's kind of cool to do. Now, where does this go? Where's this? They don't really show you where it can only go in here. So that makes some sense. But yeah, I'm pretty psyched about that. Oh, and then this goes on here. And then we got our weapon done. And then it can actually shoot things, which I don't know if I want to do here. But it shot it out. You can see that there. Load it. You can shoot them. I'm not going to keep that loaded, though. And then... Oh, also, this can shoot. But this is just flicking with your finger. You can send this out. That's not the same. It doesn't have... You just have to, do that, and it will shoot out. That's not as cool. All right. Got some extra pieces in here, huh? All right. It comes with some extra pieces, which is nice for Lego when Lego does that. But that is our mech. Again, we got some extra nonsense here. Don't need any of this, so I'm gonna what I don't want to do is get this mixed in with the next build, the Dragonite Mega Construx. So I am going to move all of this over to an area where I can get it later, and it won't get mixed in because this will just go into the pile that gets sent out. And then I'm going to take a couple photos here before we take our pause for the cause. And then after the pause for the cause, we'll start the Mega Construx Dragonite, which will be nice. But I got to take a couple photos. I'm going to take a photo with the two of them together and then a photo with it in there because why not? That's fun. So I do need to switch to this lighting, which is better for photos. And let me get that. And then we'll pop this in and take care of that. So photo here. Cool. And then you take the weapon off. I need to take the backpack off. Nice thing is also now I get a nice Boba Fett minifig too, which is fun. Put that in there. Pop that up there. There we go. That's what it looks like. Again, lighting is not our typical lighting because I need the lighting to look good for photography. But yeah, there's our Boba Fett. Get a nice look at that. Okay. And we just get a good little photo of this. Down there. Or maybe I just want to stand it up. Maybe I want to stand it up. Get some. Yeah, I'll do it on an angle. That sounds neat. Hell yeah. And there's Boba Fett. I built a Boba Fett. I'm going to put Boba Fett over here. It just hangs out on my desk. I don't know what to do with the extra pieces. But yeah, now I have a Boba Fett minifig. That's pretty good. And now we've got Mega Construx. We're going to put this here. Get rid of that. And then there's Dragonite. The Mega Construx Dragonite. I have not opened this box yet. It has built with motion. I can twist that and the wings move, and that's fun. 387 pieces. We'll get that started after the pause of the cause. Thank you, of course, to Aristofan, who picked up this, who picked up the Boba Fett that we built, and also picked up the Demi Barding, which we put together on a previous stream. I finished it up on the last stream. It was very, very cool. All cool shit purchased by Aristofan off my Amazon wish list. This piece had its own little packaging, so you can see it looking awesome. This is the motion thing. Something's going to go into that, and then it'll turn it. So that's fun. And then get in all the stuff. We got some, I believe, do we have a number? We do have numbered bags. I do not love the plastic that Mega Construx, the plastic that their boxes come in, or their packaging comes in, but they do number, and I think that's nice. So we will probably do that because there's so many. Like, I could open all these bags and just null everything, but because most of this kit is like 2 different shades of yellow or yellow and orange, it probably behooves me to just do it 1 bag at a time or like 2 bags at a time. That's probably the best way to do it. So I believe that's what I'm going to do. 7, 5, and 6 are over there. We got our instruction booklet, and we also have our, hey, you could build all of this and then put them all together and have them all hang out. I could do that. I'm not gonna, but I could do that. And then it's also like, yeah, you could just, here's your checklist of all the Pokemon. Do you have all these Pokemon? And the answer is no, I don't. I don't need that. We got a big old instruction booklet here. I love this. Like, kind of giving you a sense of what you're working on, when you're working on it, how the motion works. And then, yeah. The body of it is bag 1, 2, and 3. It's like, okay, sure. Bag 2, bag 3. Put those there so we need them. Bag 4, and bag 1. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do like one bag at a time. Just make my life a little easier. And just go through it. But we'll get into all of this in a moment here. Because first things first. First things first. Change the lighting to that. So our build lighting. But the second thing we have to do is I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support what I do here. There are various means of supporting these streams. And I'm going to try to get through these pretty quickly because some of you have heard this a million times, but maybe not everybody has. Because that will be, yeah, I think it'll be nice to kind of chat about that. First and foremost, if you are currently, I said that already a bunch. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch, you get that token. We've got bonus days going on right now. So 25% off new subscribers until January 2nd. That's not just me, that's anybody. If you want to become a new subscriber to a channel, if you haven't subscribed before, consider doing that for me. You can save some money. And then December 27th through January 2nd, you'll also save money on gifted subs. Gifting a sub is another way to support me. You could join Aristophan and John on the gift sub leaderboard. Subscriptions right here on Twitch is probably the easiest way financially to support what I do here. Obviously, that's optional. You don't have to do that. If you want to do that, it'd be great. But you don't have to. But you could. I'm giving you options because I want you to have those options because I think you'll like them. But again, there are other ways to support me financially if you are so inclined. The other way is you can jump in over to my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear and join my $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon because it's pretty all right. Next week, I'll be asking for, I'll be like sharing with them like, oh, here's some stuff I got for Christmas. And then be like, hey, friends, what would you, what are you going to ask me for the monthly Q&A? Because it'll be the end of the year, the last Q&A of 2023. My only thing that I do that is exclusive is the Q&A that goes out to all my patrons. So we got Patreon. We've got YouTube, youtube.com/PatBear. You could jump in on there. Subscribing is free. Please subscribe to my YouTube if you would like. But while you're there, consider becoming a member to my YouTube. Memberships are, $2 a month, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday, so you'll be some of the first people to see my new project next year. So consider jumping on my YouTube subscription or for free, and membership for $2. There's also one-time donations possible because those are all monthly subscriptions. Maybe you don't want to do that. I get you. I hear you. What about a one-time subscription to my Ko-fi or my PayPal? And everything I make through direct donations like that, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. With that fund, I buy model kits. I've got a master grade over there, some high grades, some knockoff Lego over there. I've got a bunch of different stuff right over there in a pile that is my backlog that I'd be happy to build from. But can't work on that because right now I've got kits that were bought off my Amazon wish list and they jumped the queue. They had a dedicated video made about them, and then I build them before I build anything else, which includes the kit that we're going to be starting here, our Dragonite. If you want me to make a dedicated video about the thing you purchased from me and have you decide what I'm building next because it has to jump the queue, you can always go over to my Amazon wish list here and pick something up like Aristophan did. Thank you, Aristophan. Over on the wish list, you will find model kits, Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that have free shipping, kits that don't have free shipping. I added some new stuff pretty recently. a wide range of stuff. You want to give me a belated, because it won't be here by tomorrow or Monday. You want to give me a belated Christmas gift, you could do that. I got a wide variety of things that I'd be happy to build, and you get the satisfaction of like making it so I don't get to go to my backlog to build anything, and I have to build the thing that you decide I should build. But yeah, so see if there's something there. And there's gear at the bottom, because it's always nice to have gear. New gear coming in, always good. So yeah, take a look at that, see if there's something there you'd like to see me put together. I have a throne wish list. That is my alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives. So if there's something there that you see and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get you to build that, Pat. You could go to Throne. And then the most convoluted way is to go to USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. You get a gift card code in the mail. Or sorry, your email, I should say, not the physical mail, your email. Then you send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter with that gift card code, and I take that gift card code and I use it to buy something from USA Gundam Store. If you want to support me and not spend any money, I have a Discord. You're welcome, encouraged to go hang on the Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff that they're working on there sometimes. It's nice. There's good little conversations come in. Sometimes people just post stuff they think they want me to know about, and that's nice of them. Couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club is my top 10 list video. Please check that out. The next Pat Bear's Anime Club will be recorded on this coming Tuesday. It'll be my winter preview, my fall wrap-up / winter preview of the next anime season. So come watch that stream next Tuesday. But the most current Pat Bear's Anime Club video is my top 10 list. And I actually wrote it out. So if you'd rather read it than watch the video, or you want to do both and see my thoughts collected in written form and then mostly off the dome, check out my written list. Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series that is almost over. This year's project is almost done. I've been doing this several years now. Baerly Rehearsed, where I write and perform a piece of comedy that is rehearsed at least somewhat. I had written and performed and recorded episode 51, and then I was like, wait, no. I can't do this because a thing happened to me in a pizza place. A thing happened to me in a pizza place that as soon as I got home, I wrote down everything I could remember about what happened. And then I recorded it shortly after I was done writing it down. It's one take, so it's not rehearsed, but it was written out. But it was so wild that I was like, I need this to exist in written form. Here we go. Take a look at that one. It is the last written piece, because my next Baerly Rehearsed is all of the ideas I've had, including what was supposed to be 51, that I didn't get to do, because when you do 52 videos, sometimes you have more. I had way more than 52 ideas. I'll say that. Because sometimes ideas, I'm like, well, I can't actually stage that by myself. That's more of a sketch. Or I think this is a fun premise, but what am I going to do with it? I'll give you one of what it's going to be in the next video. One of the things I didn't make, just for shits and giggles, I'll tell you. It is a character line. Because sometimes they're premises, and sometimes they're just character lines that I think are funny. I never wrote, I'm Dr. Stinky McNasty, and I'm running for New York City Comptroller. Where would that go? What else will we learn about Dr. Stinky McNasty? Probably nothing. There's probably nothing funnier than the idea of the premise of a guy running for New York City Comptroller whose name is Dr. Stinky McNasty. Unless I can think of what he has a doctorate in. And there might be something funny there. Because it's probably not medical. So it's like, what is he a doctor of? I don't know. That's probably not an idea that I was ever going to film. But it did make me laugh in the shower. So it's on the list. I'll mention that in the next video. And we'll, and other jokes that just characters. Yeah, he's a doctor of thugonomics. Yes, Lord Grashton. My doctorate is in thugonomics. Yeah, probably not that, but also could have been that. Could have been, probably wouldn't have been. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up that portion and get into talking about open this bag away from the mic. We're going to talk about anime while I build a Dragonite kit. I'm going to need to open this up and do that. So we'll sort some pieces while I talk about stuff. Director of Health and Human Safety for the city. Yes. I like the idea that he was an astrophysicist because I just think it was very funny that it's Dr. Yeah, sure. But whatever. I'm never going to write that piece. Maybe I will, but I probably will never write Dr. Sneaky McNasty, who wants to be the New York City comptroller. I am going to dramatically transition to the overhead camera. We're going to start sorting bag 1, then we're going to start building bag 1, and then I'm going to, while talking about anime, but first I need to dramatically transition, drink some water, and blow my nose, and we're going to do that right now. I'm going to move away from the microphone, but boy, I need to blow my nose, and my apologies, friends. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I just really needed to do that. And then I did. I might be getting a cold. I don't know. But here's the bag. This is bag 1. We're going to null bag 1, and then we'll move on to bag 2. And this nulling process is going to be me separating parts by color. So I'm just going to move all of this over here. And then because I'm just doing one bag at a time, I'll have plenty of room to put my pieces where they're easily accessible, which is great for me. So we'll just put all the yellow over there. And then we've got, these are all the same color. These are all the same color. Great. Put those there. Mega Construx feel pretty good. They don't feel exactly like Lego, but they feel close to Lego. They feel better than the Mold King, which are the best of the bullshit. So I would say these feel pretty okay. But, like, I don't know. There's still something about Mega Construx that doesn't feel right. Whereas some of the other kits do, Lego is still the gold standard. You know what it is? Sometimes Mega Construx don't feel like they actually want to fit together. But they grip, which is nice. But they don't, like, snap together and come apart as smoothly as you would see with other stuff. So it's not, it's not the best. Not the best, but still pretty good. All right, so this is bag 1. Is this, oh, you know what this is? I didn't even realize it. This is the thing. This is the thing they do, which I forgot about. I did fucking forget about this. The thing that they do here. I have to open up 3 bags. It's not just bag 1, because I'm like looking at the first step. The very first step involves pieces I don't have here. So this first step is actually open bag 1, 2, and 3, because it's not that 1, 2, and 3 builds this one part here. I'll show you that. It's, I have to open up bag 1, 2, and 3. So don't number them that. That's annoying. All right, so I do need to open up 2 more bags. These are small bags, but it is still annoying that I have to do this part. I am still annoyed by that. And then while I'm knolling this, we'll talk about some anime here. I'll just get into some anime conversation here on a Saturday. We got I think this was episode 17 of Frieren. I do want to just say, if you were watching Frieren Beyond Journey's End, there is no episode next week. They are taking 1 week off. They have not missed and, in fact, started with 4 episodes. So we've had a lot of Frieren. It's not a surprise that they are taking next week off, because that show has been incredibly consistent. There have been no weeks off. There have been no, best of episodes or whatever. It has just been a straight shot of quality entertainment. So I'm not mad about that myself. I'm sure there are some people who are furious. How dare they? But I'm not one of those people. This episode of Frieren, oh, real good. Um, Frieren decides, so basically, they are on their way trying to get to this big city to take a mage license test because Frieren was so busy being in the party to defeat the demon lord that she never took the test. They need someone of a high enough rank as a mage to be able to get to the North Territory. So they have to go do this. So that's where they're heading, is to take this test, and maybe also Fern will also be able to pass it. But definitely Frieren is clearly qualified to pass it and won't have a problem. But we still need to get there. So they're on their way. They stop by a village and they visit this elderly dwarf that they call Old Man Vol. This is a friend of Frieren from the old days, obviously. And he used to have a wife who was a human, and she parted. And so he has vowed to protect the village that they lived in. And he's getting, unfortunately, kind of old and senile. But they spend like a week kind of catching up. And then also he is training Stark. So Stark gets a little bit more training. His former master was also a dwarf. So this is like he's used to this kind of training, even though he's a human. So that's good. He's also very strong. Stark's pretty damn strong. But yeah, so she's like, okay, well, I'm, you know what? Like I did for Himmel and Hyder and Aizen still alive, I will carry on your memories and I'll carry on your legacy. Which is, it like I said, it is a pretty fucking sweet little moment between them and a good little, like, nice, sad part of it. So they move on, they continue their journey, and they're heading to the city whose name I can't remember. I didn't write it down. That's my bad. But they're heading there to get the mage certificate. But then there is a crossroads that Sign, their newest party member, is like, hey, let's go over to this village. And he asks if they have run into his friend, because he had a friend that they were supposed to go become adventurers together. Sign decided to stay with his brother because his brother had given up his dream. Turns out he hadn't. But he thought his brother had given up his dream, so he was going to stay as well. But his friend went out to be an adventurer anyway. And apparently, we learned in this episode that his friend is nicknamed the Gorilla Warrior, which I feel like we should have learned earlier, but we didn't until now. So he's asking about that. And one person remembers him and is like, oh, I'll tell you about him if you help me out. And it's this old lady who just needs them to do chores for her, which is, we're never going to see this old lady again, if I don't believe, but top tier character. This old lady who's just like, yeah, well, do this thing for me. Okay, well, now do this thing for me. So they just have to run around doing a bunch of bullshit. So she'll tell him anything about his friend. And I just love that. I love that. And the last chore, I should say, is cleaning the statues of two heroes. But these are forgotten heroes. So they're like, yeah, we don't remember anything about them. That is a fucking theme in Frieren. God damn if that's not a theme in Frieren of these, like, people losing memories after only a few hundred years. And then Frieren is like, I know who that is. One of those people is Kraft. And that's like, I forgot this. Now I remember because of the episodes, the anime episodes. But I had really forgotten this in the manga, when I had been reading the manga. Kraft is the name of the elf monk that they met in the cabin that basically warned Frieren that, like, Frieren, he's an old elf who's just like, I have forgotten so many things and no one is around to remember what I've done. If you want me to tell you a good job, I'll tell you a good job. And she's like, no, it's okay. I had someone do that for me. That's fucking Kraft, who I'd completely forgotten about until the anime. So thank you, anime. I remember when I read that, I did not know who Kraft was. But Kraft was one of these forgotten heroes. And also, Sign remembers in identical statues that there are other statues of these two people. And he remembers that's where he and the Gorilla Warrior made their pledge. This is where they together were like, oh, we're going to become famous adventurers like these people. So it's very symbolic and fun. Sign learns that the Gorilla Warrior traveled in a different direction than the city that they're headed to. Went somewhere else. Did not go where they're going. And now he's like, well, I thought we were all heading in the same direction. That's why I'm with these folks. What should I do? So we're going to find out what's seeing if he is going to continue on with them or not. You know, we finally got our party of 4. We finally got our healer in the party. Might be the end of it. Beautiful episode. No episode next week, as I said. God, Frieren. My number 2 anime of 2023. It's so fucking good. Please check it out if you haven't. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. And now, for the 13th of 13 episodes of My Daughter Left the Nest and Returned an S-Rank Adventurer. Angeline, the titular daughter, she got invited to an award ceremony as a thank you for whatever with a bunch of nobles, brothers who are all shitty, and they are trying to use her S-rank status to like appease their father or make their father think that they're cool as hell. Okay, so this needs to go here, but it doesn't snap together. It's going to sit here, but then I'm going to put pieces over so that it can snap together, which I think is a bad order, but sure. We'll do that. This comes together pretty easy. It's annoying. And she was very unhappy because they all suck ass and she's got more shit to do. But then she meets Prince Benjamin, meets the prince. The prince is around. Who the head noble there is desperate to impress. That's all this dude cares about is impressing the prince, of course. So Francis interrupts the reward ceremony, accusing her of faking the defeat of the demon lord and being like, you definitely didn't defeat this demon lord. And I demand that you prove your worth in a match. You need to show your skills against the adventurer I've prepared, the Sky Shatterer, who is also known as Kasim. Kasim, who we learned that's the guy who has been in the prison that had been jailed. That is a former party member with our boy, Angeline's father, Belgrieve. So, small world. Anyway, Angeline's just like, no, I'm not here for your amusement. I'm not here to because you're bored. I don't need that. And Estegal is like, yeah, what are you talking about? Just didn't have to fight some guy. Like, what do you know? So, of course, that humiliates Francis, who then gets a suggestion from another noble that, well, you should just assassinate Angeline because she's just a commoner. And then Kasim apparently agrees to it because he's been drunk and depressive. And he's like, yeah, all right. I mean, I don't care if I live or die. She could be strong enough to kill me. And that would be just fine, which is obviously not great, dude. Let's see. And so they start fighting. and they're they're having a conversation about that. And she's just like, yeah, I mean, I couldn't lose to you after I be disrespectful to all the training that my dad put in, and mentions Belgrieve by name, and then he's just like, wait, that's my old friend. That's the guy at my party. What, you're his daughter? What? Well, it changes everything. Yeah, I'll go hang. You're gonna go meet up with him? Yeah, I'll go with you. And then he like destroys a bunch of shit because he's just like, you tried to get me to kill my friend's daughter. He's just like, nah, get out of here. Which is a fun little bit of business. Sorry, let me see. All right, so this goes here. And then this goes here. And then this goes here. Gotta really push these down. I don't want to just lock into place sometimes. Yeah. My biggest problem with Mega Construx is sometimes they just, like, they're ready to snap together. They're all lined up, but you have to, like, put so much weird extra pressure on them. Like, it should just be simple. It should just be layering, but it's a fight sometimes with these. I don't like that. Step 9. I skipped step 9. That's not why this was annoying, but I did skip a step. But that is not why that putting those pieces together was annoying, because this is somewhere else. Let's see what else happens in this episode. Yeah, they're gonna go see Belgrieve. Benjamin, the guy that tried to put that suggested to Francis that they kill her, meets with the sorcerer. We find out finally the sorcerer that's behind all these demon stuff. We find out the sorcerer's name after all this time. I'm sorry, hold on one second. Is this right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Sorry, I was confused if I had put in a piece wrong. I don't think I have. I want to say all of this is right. Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out later if I have done something wrong here, but I don't think I have. Meets with Schwartz, revealing that apparently that's not actually Benjamin this whole time, which is like not a big revelation, but sure. But apparently is behind the abandonment of Angeline in the past, and also is annoyed that Angeline didn't die to Cassim. Angeline reunites with Belgrieve, so we get our father and daughter back together, which is very cute and fun. We love that here. We love that they're them being reunited. That's nice. So this goes here, and then this goes like over that. Okay. And we do get this thing of like Cassim is just like, Cassim was part of the party where Belgrieve, in fighting another monster, lost his leg and ended up retiring, and Cassim has been blaming himself and the rest of the party this whole time. And he's like, no, I don't hold a grudge with you. It is what it is. It happened, but it's fine. And that Cassim is starting to like come around a little bit, and that's nice. This is a character we haven't known that long, but he's making some strides, and that's nice. He didn't die from fighting Angeline, so that's good. And now he can meet up with his friend and get some closure. We love it. Angeline shows off the dress she got from Lizelette, and then that Belgrieve kind of realizes like, oh yeah, my daughter's growing up. She's an adult, and that's really nice. But then also he's like, hey, I heard you're trying to find me a wife. What? And he's mad about that. That she's trying to do it in secret. And that's the end of the 13. That's the end of season 1. Is there going to be a season 2? I don't know. I don't know how the show is done. Is this a good end of the first season? Not really, because there's like so much more in this story. Will we get more of it? I have no idea. I'll watch it because I do think that it is like a perfectly Look, I don't think anyone that I know is going to put this show on their top 10 list. I don't think it ends up on anyone's top 10 list. I don't even think it ends up on anyone's like favorite show of the season list. But a fun action show with some comedy and good fighting and like decent drama and a lot of characters, you could do, and I have done, way worse than I want to say the whole title out loud, so I gotta get a good breath in, and then I'll say the whole title. My Daughter Left the Nest and Returned to Nest Rank Adventurer. You could do a whole lot worse than that show, so that's my weird recommendation. If you're looking for something this season, you missed a lot this season, you want to get caught up, that's it. That's an option. I think it's a perfectly fine option for you. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you like? Are you in the holiday spirit? What are you doing for Christmas? You gonna do anything tomorrow? You gonna do anything on Monday? You coming to my stream Monday night where I'm gonna build a cool set, and that is not this. We'll take a pause on this. We might come back to it if we finish the polar bear Lego set. Yeah, write in the chat at this moment. Please include what you're working on, or if you're building anything, if you've got holiday plans. I'll tell you, I've been playing Hearthstone. You know the drill. I'm playing Hearthstone all the time. Still loving it. Still getting a lot of time and energy in Hearthstone. Having a really easy, simple, goofy deck that I love playing. We're turning the piece. We're going to turn the piece. And I told you already that I finished, my first playthrough of Persona 4 Golden with mods, this playthrough, I should say, and I began New Game Plus just to get a little bit. I've got a Persona now. I saved Yosuke. We're making it happen. He's gonna become my friend. We're gonna save Chie. It's still very early in the game, making that happen. And I played a little bit yesterday. I played a little bit of Fallout, just because I have not Fallout. What am I saying? Hitman. I don't know why I said Fallout. I played a little bit of Hitman because it's been a while since I played any, took any contracts in Hitman, and still had a good time with that. That is still a fun game that I enjoy playing. So yeah, I got some Hitman in, and I think that's about it as far as video games. Watching a lot of wrestling. That's kind of my MO, is watching wrestling. That's kind of what I do. All right, so this goes like this. This goes like this. Is that how this works? I think. And then this goes... Wait. Sorry. This is confusing how they want me to do this. Okay. So this goes like this, and then this goes like that. All right, great. Mega Construx the instructions are not always the clearest. Sometimes they're a little off. They're a little like, wait, what do you want me to do right now? What am I doing with this piece? Sometimes they're a little off in there. So like that's going to go like that. And this goes like that. And then this goes like that. I think this is how this is supposed to be. No, but that's, yeah, okay. So then it goes like that, and then this is going to bridge them together. Okay. I'm figuring this out. Again, might have to work with some of this here and there and tweak these things, but for the most part, I'm figuring out what this kit wants from me. Like I said, I'm mostly watching wrestling. I'm not really checking anything. We're getting our end of the year videos. People are going to be taking time off. We're getting some best ofs for some of the YouTube channels that I watch, and that's fun. And people have already kind of taken a break from posting, and so I'll just be watching like other random content probably as I wait for my videos from people that I like to come back and make more videos. But I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about people taking time off. I want them to take time off. It's awesome that people can take time off, and I want to support that. Lastbrook says, planning to double feature the new Aquaman and Boy and Heron on Monday. All right, that is some Christmas Day plans, double feature plans. Awesome. Enjoy. I hope you have a good time at the movies. That sounds fun. One of those is a movie I would like to see, and the other one is Aquaman. I have no real interest in seeing that Aquaman movie, but I hope you have a good time at it. Ghost Valve says, family stuff mainly. Finished Caliburn. Nice. You're working on the small 30mm plane. Okay. That's fun. Yeah, I have myself. Wait, I did this wrong. Damn it. I did this wrong. Sorry, everybody. I thought I was doing this correctly. I'm not doing it correctly. This goes like this. These go here. The body is longer than I originally thought. These go like this. I thought I had figured this out. I hadn't. I was just doing it wrong. Fun. Now I have right. I'm here. I'm here with my folks. So tomorrow we have Christmas Eve. We're going to exchange presents. We do that on Christmas Eve during the afternoon. I put the Santa hat on. I will hand out presents. We'll go through that stuff. My plan after that, before dinner, because we'll have Christmas Eve dinner. My dad is going to make a lasagna. He makes lasagna every year. And then we will also have, with the lasagna, lobster tails this year. Those are small little things, but those are fun. So lobster tails and lasagna is going to be fucking great. We'll do that tomorrow. In between opening presents and eating Christmas dinner, my goal is to put together my chair. My big Christmas present this year is a fucking comfortable office chair. Is called the manager's chair. It is not a gaming chair, but it is an office chair with wheels that looks very comfortable. And when I sat in it at Costco, it was very comfortable because I wanted to sit in the chair and see it, and then see if we could find it cheaper somewhere else, which we didn't actually. It was cheapest at Costco. So I'm excited to actually have that chair, and the goal is to get that assembled on tomorrow night so that I can hang out with it. Let's see. Wait, so this goes like this. Oh, okay. So this goes like this here. I'm getting it now. And then Monday, still with the folks. Gonna have Christmas dinner during the day. We do like supper time, and that is turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing. Basically like pretty much what we have at Thanksgiving, but then for Christmas. Pie. There'll be an apple pie. I'm helping with prep for that. I'm not making the pie, but I am helping with the pie. That'll be fun. That is coming up. That's my holiday. And then Monday night, I will stream for all of you, for anyone that's available. For Monday night, Christmas Day evening, I will be streaming, and people are certainly welcome to come hang out for that if you are around. Because we're working on I was going to say the penguins. They're not penguins. They're polar bears. We'll be doing the polar bear Lego set, and that should be pretty fun. Chill Monday evening. An alternative to just being full. Hey, if you're going to be full and sitting around, you might as well do it with your friend Pat. Lastbrook says, I'm getting into one-piece card games. So today was running errands and then sifting through card boxes for cards I need for my deck. Oh, nice. I've heard some good things about that. I have not played any of it myself, but I have heard some good things. Okay, so how does this go? This goes like this. Okay. That seems weird. This seems odd. Okay. Sorry. I got to snap this together and yeah, okay. So that goes like that. That goes like that. This goes there. All right. Yeah. Okay, we got that section together here. Sometimes Mega Construx feels weird, and I'm like, did I do this wrong? I don't think I did this wrong. I think it just feels weird, which is not the best thing to say. But But yeah, good luck, Lastbrook. I have heard a little bit about that, but I have not really experienced it. But yeah, I hope you're having a good time getting that together. Um, Lord Crashing says, I played through the indie JRPG Cthulhu Saves Christmas for my holiday game, which is fun and meta. And you did buy the Mass Effect collection on PS5 since it's 90% off at $6. That's a good deal. Yeah. I'm still looking for something to get from Epic. I'm probably just going to get a sim game, I think. I think that's like just a. But I'm thinking I might get like some kind of sim game, and that would be because I do have the coupon, and I was like, oh, I should get something. Need to get something. Use that coupon on. So I'm thinking, and maybe I'll get some kind of sim game for us to play next year. Oh, one thing we're going to do next year. I don't know if it'll be the first Tuesday of the month. It might be the first Tuesday of the month that I do this. I don't know, which would be the second. On the second, I might be checking out the big update number 2 for oh god, what is the name of the game? Mars First Logistics. I don't know why I couldn't remember Mars, but Mars was the thing I couldn't remember. I'm like something First Logistics. Mars First Logistics. I'm thinking I'm going to check that out. They've added some new stuff. They made one change that I think is bad, and I want to find out if it's bad or not. Apparently, rockets are not just like rockets need fuel, and then you can get recharged. You can recharge the fuel at like stations, and that seems bad to me. That seems like a bad choice, and I kind of want to find out if that's bad or if it actually works out fine. And you just, you can put tanks on it or whatever, and then you can just end up at stations and it refills instantly or whatever. I do want to try that. And then there are also new jobs, and I want to see that. And there's a grappling hook, and I'm very interested in finding out how that changes things, because there's apparently part of the map is windy all the time. So you really do need the grappling hook to not just get stuck places. I'm like, that does sound pretty fun. So again, I don't know if we're going to be checking that out Tuesday the 2nd, or if it'll be later in the month, but I'm like, I probably want to check that out, because that does sound like a neat update. So we'll see if that's going to be the next, thing that I check out on the stream. But I'm glad there's a big update. It's nice to have another big update. That game is still in early access, and I'm happy to know that there's more of it coming. Like, they're still working on it, because it's a very small team. I believe it is just 2 people, if I remember correctly. This needs to go over 1. But yeah, if anybody else is doing anything lately, tell me your Christmas plans, if you got any, if it's just a Sunday and a Monday where there's a little bit of less action because people are doing other stuff. Like, whatever you're up to, want to hear from you. Again, pretty laid back Christmas, lots of good food next couple days. I'm still doing my D&D game. It's still meeting tomorrow night, which is really fun. And then I'm going to be watching some wrestling with people tomorrow night. We did think about not doing it because we were going to be meeting on Christmas Eve, but it ended up that people were like, no, let's do it. Actually, I can move this around, because getting everybody together is a little tough. And 2 of our members of our D&D group have like high performance, rough jobs. And I think that they're on vacation now, and they're just like jonesing for some D&D. So I was like, okay, sure. If we got people together, I'll play. So I'm looking forward to that, because I like playing D&D with this group. We're real fun. So, and we're not too deep into the new campaign, so there's still plenty of goofs and shenanigans and the like. But yeah, we got through a good portion of the bags 1 through 3. We're not done with these bags, but we're getting there. All right, so now we need these dots. I need 4 dots. And I need 2 of these. Here they are. It's always fun because I'm like, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I'll put it together because that's how they want me to do it. These are supposed to just slip on here. They got a snap on. I don't love how that feels. Yeah, these don't want to go on easy. It's probably like the right way to do this. And if I built a lot of Mega Constructs, I'd be like, oh no, you just slide it on and these slip on real easy and they come off real easy. But it feels like some of these don't want to come on real easy. They want to come on and they want to be annoying. There we go. And then these go. Okay, it shows me on this side. There is orange there, orange there, and then a yellow there. That doesn't feel good either. There we go. All right, I got that together. Again, not quite sure what these are supposed to be. Oh, I think this is just because this is where the motor is going to be for the turning flap. So we're just building the internals here, and this kind of like braces it. So it's not doesn't actually it's freestanding, but it's still like friction. Yeah, okay. I don't think I explained that well, but maybe you got it. Maybe you knew what I meant. All right, and so then we need this like this, and this goes in there. And then as this turns, this is going to turn, and it's going to... This is going to turn, and it's going to turn other things. And I don't quite know how that works yet, but we're going to figure it out. Again, incredible descriptions from your friend Pat. Real good. I'm going to go to bed early tonight, I think. I think tonight I'm going to try to go to bed at a reasonable hour. I'm going to go to bed like at 1 in the morning, which for me is a little early. So like, yeah, maybe I'll try to go to bed at 1. I don't know. I'm a little sleepy today. I got more stuff to do tomorrow. I should say I'm feeding my neighbor's fish again. I'm doing that again. But this time I'm going there every day to feed them, and it's fine because it doesn't take long at all. But I'm doing that, and I'll probably take a photo of the fish tank at some point. All right, let's assemble this part, and then we'll call it here. So this needs to go in to this part here, and that goes to there. Yeah, okay, so this goes like this. All right, we've now connected this. I don't have a thing to turn it right now. Well, something will go in here, and then you'll turn that, and then things will happen because this turns. This piece turns, and then other things will turn because that turns. Wings will flap because it'll go in through this part. Something will go through here to that. It'll all make sense later, but we got some of this done. Take the photo off there. I'm going to wrap things up. We are going to end tonight on a raid, and because we always end with a raid, we're going to find somebody doing cool shit out there and go and show them some love. So I hope you will come with me on this raid. I hope you will come back for my next stream, which will be on Christmas Day night. Would love to have you there on Christmas Day night. I hope you have a great Christmas Eve. I hope you have a great Christmas Day. I'm going to see who we're raiding, who we raiding. Who's doing some stuff? Let's see. Seb Mall is doing some stuff, doing some bounties in old. He's doing old achievements. He's getting some old achievements, or some achievements in old games. We'll go hang out with Seb Mall. So please come along on this raid. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Hope to see you on Monday or Tuesday or Thursday, wherever, whenever. Oops, sorry. There we are. There. Now I'm setting up a raid. That took longer than it should have. So please feel free to come along on this raid. I hope to once again, hope to see you for a themed Lego build on Monday for Christmas Day night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and other streams. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a great one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.